4:30, we'll call the April 22nd meeting of the Board of Supervisors to order. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 on the agenda is a promotion in the police department. Chief Muck.
Thank you. The recent transfer of an officer from patrol to investigative services created a vacancy in patrol at the corporal rank. After an interview and evaluation process, Patrolman Ben Steiner was identified as the top-ranked candidate. Patrolman Steiner is a 5-year veteran of MPD, having served in patrol his entire career. Patrolman Steiner has been recognized each year by the patrol commander for superior performance. Prior to his work as a patrol officer, Patrolman Steiner had worked as a police dispatcher for the township, so he brings a unique skill set and is highly regarded by his coworkers. I recommend that Patrolman Steiner be officially promoted today to the rank of corporal.
Thank you, Chief. Is there a motion to that effect to promote Patrolman Steiner to the rank of corporal?
I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second.
Great, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Congratulations, Patrolman Steiner. Next item on the agenda is public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications. Seeing none, we'll move on to approval of the minutes from the April 8th meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 6 is approval of the bills.
Make a motion to approve the bills.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 7 is a public hearing on subdivision plans. The first one will be for the subdivision plan for the Zemzem Temple. Mr. Waldinger?
Yes, thank you. This is a minor subdivision plan to show the creation of a 3.136 acre parcel A from 2539 West 38th Street, resulting in a 42.569 acre residual lot located at the southeast intersection of West 38th Street and Zook Road in Tract 78. And at their regular meeting of Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of this subdivision.
Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and open up the hearing. Is there someone here to speak on behalf of the Zemzem Temple?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Jim Richardson. I'm a resident of Mill Creek Township. I reside at 4806 Wolf Road. I'm also a member of the Zemzem organization, past president and current trustee. We're requesting this subdivision so that we can market a piece of property that is measurably larger than what we can use any longer. We're anticipating marketing the building as well as the over 42 acres of land. And we plan on retaining, if with subdivision approval, the parcel that is 3.136 acres with the expectation that we'll be building a new building at that location at some later date, essentially right-sizing for our building. Are there any questions?
Any questions from the board?
No, I don't have any.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here wishing to speak on this subdivision plan for the Zemzem Temple? Okay, we'll go ahead and close the hearing. Is there a motion to approve the subdivision plan?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is a subdivision plan for Thomas Colicchio, a minor subdivision plan. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Yes, this is a minor subdivision plan to show the creation of a 19,670 square foot Lot 1 and a 26,856 square foot Lot 2 from 4026 Westlake Road, resulting in a 9.24 acre residual lot located along the north line of Westlake Road, east of Montpelier Avenue in Tract 279. And at their regular meeting of Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of this subdivision plan.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and open up the hearing. Mr. Sanford, I'm assuming you're speaking on behalf?
Yes, correct. Mike
Right.
Sanford, 4721 Atlantic Avenue. I'm the surveyor that prepared this plan for Mr. Colicchio, and we did do a preliminary plan a month or two ago, and this is the final plan, Phase 1. So this is two final lots, one at Lake Erie and one at Westlake Road. And these two lots were as shown on the preliminary plan. So this is just a final plan to create two lots.
Okay. Any questions from the board for Mr. Sanford?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sanford. Is there anyone else here wishing to speak on this minor subdivision plan? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and close the hearing. Is there a motion to approve the subdivision plan?
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to bids and quotations, looks like we have at least 3 from Public Works. Mr. Puda, would you go ahead and,
Thank you. The Traffic Department is seeking approval to purchase and install a third traffic pole at State Road 97 and 505. Installation of this last pole would complete this intersection, which will place all the wires underground and away from surrounding trees, which have fallen and created problems at this intersection. A bid was received from Bruce and Marilee's Electric Company for the price of $56,772.30. Funds for this purchase will come from the 2025 Capital Fund line item number 44070 of the Traffic and Electrical Department. Budgeted projects under this item number will be moved to next year, and those funds will be used to pay for the third traffic pole. This third traffic pole cost will also be sent to our insurance company for any possible reimbursement costs. I recommend approval of this purchase. The second one, the Public Works Department is seeking approval to line a 36-inch storm sewer pipe inside an easement from Village Street to West 28th Street, which is in need of repair. A quote was received from Insight Pipe Contracting, LLC, for the price of $254,560 under CoStar Contract Number 16. Funding for this pipe lining will come from the Municipal Gap Funding Grant. I recommend approval to get this pipe lined. The last one, the Sewer Department posted the sale of an old broken-down generator which was laying around rusting in the Sewer Department's yard. This posting was done in accordance with Resolution 2019 R36, Section 6A. 3 written offers were received, and the highest bidder was Clayton Cefelli with a bid of $50. I recommend the sale of this old generator to Clayton Cefelli for $50.
okay, thank you. Any comments or questions for Mr. Puda?
Dan, I have a couple questions. So the first one for the traffic pole, subby, was, that was a result of a crash, correct? And this was like a residual effect?
Yeah, the first 2 were directly cause of that. The third one, if we replace that one, the entire intersection will be redone. All the wires will be underground. There's still some trees that are there that are possibly could fall on that last pole, so that's why the traffic department is recommending we get it all done at one time.
Right.
So we are going to submit it, though, for the insurance to see if they will give us any reimbursement because of those possibility of trees falling on it.
Okay, correct. Okay, thank you. And then about the pipelining, Kim, you might be able to answer that. That's related to the county grant.
Correct.
So it says $254,560. And was our grant for that exact amount, or was it for the $250,000?
It was for $250,000 was the grant through the municipal gap funding through their ARPA.
Okay, so we'll be paying this up front and then get reimbursed.
Actually, we already have the check.
What's that?
We already have the check, and it's deposited.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
so the
Yeah.
difference is the $4,560, which we'll be
That's right.
responsible for. Okay,
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure it was the same funding that I was thinking
And
of.
that's related
so-
to the area that floods behind Joe's Gym. This is one of the many things we're doing to deal with that flooding.
Okay, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Subby.
Okay, is there a motion to approve these purchases?
I'll make that motion, Dan.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is a firefighter officer promotional testing. Chief Cliff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The fire department's at a point where we need to identify positions for the rank of captain and lieutenant. And I'm requesting approval to contract with a third party, which is Resource Management Associates, as outlined in the attached proposal, to administer a legally defensible and professional promotional exam and assessment center. Depending on the number of candidates participating in this process, the total exposure for the written exam and assessment centers would not exceed $22,050. This expense is within the approved 2025 Fire Department operating budget and is also subject to the execution of the township's general professional services agreement. And I would recommend the approval.
Thank you, Chief. Any comments or questions for Chief Cliff?
I have a question for the chief. Chief, do you know how long the eligibility list would be good for once the test is complete?
So typically, when you complete these testing processes, it would be for a year. We've identified we'd like to promote potentially 3 captains and 6 lieutenants, which would give us ultimately 3 line officers per day. Right now, we don't have any line officers.
Right, okay.
We're good for a year.
So do you anticipate then, after the year is up, that we would have to engage this company again for another, promotion testing their services, or?
I think it would be looked at a case-by-case basis. Right now, because we don't have any leadership or command structure built out within the fire department, I personally don't have the capacity to do all of this upfront work for this promotional process. It's pretty lengthy and in-depth. So at that point, when we would look at doing future promotionals, I think, we could look at it if it's something we could handle internally, or if we would need to look at contracting services.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the professional services agreement?
Make that motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next 2 items come under administration, streetlight billing materials and an Ethernet switch. Ms. Page?
Thank you. The Administration Department is seeking approval to purchase 12,000 bills for our annual streetlight billing process from Proforma Bullheimer and Associate at a total cost, including shipping, of $2,485.60. And this has been budgeted in the administration budget.
Okay.
Okay, you want to do the Ethernet switch
Oh,
also?
sorry. Yes, I can do the other one as well.
Thanks.
Our IT manager is requesting approval to purchase a Cisco Catalyst 48-point Ethernet switch for the township from Velocity Network in the amount of $2,318.71. Delivery and installation is included in this price. Our current 48-port switch providing network connectivity to the ground and first floors has reached its maximum connections. Now that we have added new users as well as additional technology on both floors, we need a switch with double the port access to accommodate this and ensure future access. The IT department recommends to replace this so that the new employee in Parks is able to access phone and internet access and restored port access to other areas that we have had to remove due to the limits of our current switch. This purchase has also been budgeted in the administration capital budget.
Okay, thank you. Does the board have any comments or questions for Ms. Page?
I'll make a motion to approve the streetlight billing materials and the Ethernet switch.
And I will second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 9 is new and amended ordinances under review. Attorney Shaw?
Yes, we currently have two ordinances that are under review. First is the subdivision and land development ordinance. We have completed our legal review, but are finalizing the review with engineering and planning and development. And next, we have the fines and penalties update. As indicated previously, over the years, the township has adopted various ordinances to include provisions relative to fines and penalties. We are currently reviewing those various provisions in an effort to streamline.
Okay, thank you. Item 10 is Resolution 2025-R15, a resolution pursuant to Resolution 2015-R20 and the Municipal Records Manual to approve the proposed disposition of certain township records. Attorney Shaw.
Yes, before you is a resolution to approve the disposal of certain municipal records maintained by the police department that are reaching the end of their retention period under the Municipal Records Manual. The police department records to be disposed of include MVR BWC footage that includes test recordings from 2/7/25 through 2/20/25, traffic stops between 1/10/25 through 1/23/25, incident only in special circumstances between 4/8/23 through 4/21/23, and case report, arrest report, SRR unknown type, between 4/8/2005 through 4/21/2005. The recommendation would be to approve the disposal of these records.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 11 is a request for approval of streetlight installation on West 24th Street. This was tabled from the April 8th meeting. Ms. Page?
Yes, so at the April 8th meeting, there was a request from homeowners on West 24th Street between Homer Avenue and Midland Avenue to have 6 50-watt lights installed, street lights installed. The request originally had stated that they would be sodium vapor lights, and after looking into this, they are actually for LED lights, which is something that we're looking at converting to anyway. So a new request is being put forth for approval to install 6 lights on West 24th between Homer Avenue and Midland Avenue. The cost for a one-time fee of this installation will be $60.71 per household, and this will provide lighting for our annual assessment.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions for Ms. Page? Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 12 is a sewer developer agreement, 4109 Westridge Road, Westridge Estates. Mr. Waldinger.
Yes, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong item. Okay, there we go. Yes, this is a request from the developer of Westridge Estates, Robert Sessler. He is doing a development at 4109 Westridge Road, which will consist of 8 apartment buildings with 6 units each for a total of 48 units. Mr. Sessler has signed the township's required sewer development agreement and has paid the developer fee of $4,890.25. So is the recommendation of the Township Engineering Department that this sewer development agreement be approved and signed by the chair.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions for Mr. Waldinger? Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 13 is a financial security release request for $2 general developments. Mr. Waldinger?
Thank you. Would the board like me to do these both together or separately?
You could do them together.
Fine.
Thank you.
They are, as you mentioned, they are both for Dollar Generals. The first is a financial security release request for the Dollar General located at 4203 West Ridge Road. The developer of this, Westminster Development LLC, is seeking release of their financial security. It has been reviewed by the Township Engineering Department. Greenman Peterson Incorporated, the township's third-party engineering firm, has confirmed that all of the stormwater management is installed. And so it is the recommendation of Township Engineer Robert Rodemoyer to release the letter of credit for the Dollar General on West Ridge Road, which is Erie Bank Letter of Credit number 1684 in the amount of $172,082. And the recommendation is to release that. The second request is for the Dollar General located at 2315 West 38th Street. Again, the developer is Westminster Development LLC. As with before, there is an approval letter here from Township Engineer Robert Rodemoyer after their inspection, as well as from Greenman Peterson, indicating that the stormwater management was built in reasonable conformity to the plan. And so at this time, we would recommend releasing the letter of credit for the Dollar General at 2315 West 38th Street, which is Erie Bank Letter of Credit number 1695 in the amount of $92,950.
Thank you. Any comments or questions for Mr. Waldinger?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second here.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 14 is stormwater management, operation and maintenance agreements. One is for 4962 Pittsburgh Avenue, Mealy Development, and then 5160 Wolf Road, George Aboud. Mr. Waldinger?
Thank you again. Would you like me to do both together? Or?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. As you mentioned, there are two stormwater management operation and maintenance agreements. One is for a proposed parking lot rehabilitation and expansion at 4962 Pittsburgh Avenue. The second is for a proposed accessory building with parking area at 5160 Wolf Road. Both of them have been reviewed by the Township Engineering Office. Both of the agreements are signed appropriately, and so Township Engineer Rob Rodemoyer would recommend approval of both of these agreements.
Thank you. Any comments or questions for Mr. Waldinger?
No. I'll make a motion to approve
I'll
both
second.
plans.
Okay. Been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 15 is a revised stormwater management plan request for the school district pond outlet relocation. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, this relates to a stormwater plan modification of an outlet structure and piping from the Walnut Creek School Pond. Back in January 6th of 2025, the board approved a modification. Subsequent to that, there were additional changes made to the plan, specifically relating to the outlet structure of the plan. The Conservation District has reviewed the plan and is satisfied with that modification. The recommendation would be to approve this modification and the modified stormwater plan.
Okay, any comments or questions for Attorney Shaw?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 16 is an appeal for an intervention authorization, 1552 Kuntz Road. Attorney Shaw.
Yes, recently a decision of the Zoning Hearing Board relating to 1552 Kuntz Road was appealed to the Court of Common Pleas. The issue on appeal relates to the use of the property as a short-term rental in that area, which does not allow short-term rentals. While the Zoning Hearing Board is the appellee in that case, the township has the right to intervene in the case, and doing so preserves the ability to appeal any decision of the Court of Common Pleas if we disagree with the decision. We recommend that the board approve the township following an intervention in this case, as we believe that this is an important issue to the township and to our short-term rental program.
Thank you. Is there a motion to authorize this appeal intervention?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to communications, Treasurer Communications. Ms. Page?
I don't have anything further today.
Very good. Moving on to hiring requests for the police department, we have a lead dispatcher. Chief
Yes, sir.
Look.
Our lead dispatcher / TAC officer, Cheryl Comstock, left us in April for another job opportunity, and we held interviews from internal candidates for the position, and Dan DeLeo was identified as the lead candidate. It's my recommendation that he be promoted to the lead dispatcher / TAC officer position effective today, but pay retroactive to April 15th at the rate of $24.92 per hour. Dan has been a public safety dispatcher with the township since November of 2023, and prior to that, he was a 9/11 dispatcher for Erie County for 3 years, where he also held the role of communications training officer.
Thank you, Chief. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have a hiring request for Public Works. Mr. Puda?
Yeah, the Public Works Department is requesting approval to rehire seasonal employee Jacob Skolnick in the Building Maintenance Department. His hire date would be 5/12/2025, and his rate of pay would be $14.75 per hour. I recommend approval of this hire.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve Jacob Skolnick?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. CRS Department has switchboard substitutes. Ms.
Good
Stutson.
evening. Thank you. After conducting interviews for the switchboard substitutes, we have identified Katie Hall, Christina Larson, and Connie Faulkner as the candidates to recommend for hiring at the approved part-time rate of $14 per hour.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the hires for the switchboard substitutes?
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Parks and Recreation, seasonal summer employees. Ms. Marsteller.
Thank you. The listed employees before you, approximately 50 of them, are recommended to be approved for employment. These are part-time employees that will be adult program supervisors and instructors, lifeguards, camp counselors, tennis instructors, maintenance staff, golf course maintenance staff, concession stand attendants, and barn supervisors that will oversee our recreational programming during the summer 2025 season. These employees have been budgeted for in the Parks and Recreation operational budget, and it would be my recommendation to approve the listed 2020-25 summer session part-time employees at their respective rates.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the seasonal summer employees for Parks and Rec?
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Ms. Barsteller?
Thank you. Yeah, and if I may, I had just an additional communication. I would just like to take a moment to invite everyone to attend a public information session, community open houses, which will be held right here in the assembly room of the municipal building. The open houses are scheduled for Monday, April 29th from 5 to 7 p.m., as well as on Tuesday, April 30th from 9 to 11 a.m. These sessions are an important step in our ongoing exploration of a potential community center at the Zemzem Shrine Club property. Over the past several months, we've been gathering information and conducting studies to understand whether this location could meet the growing needs of our residents. The process is nearly complete, and by next week, we'll be ready to share that work with you. These sessions are designed specifically to help the public make informed decisions moving forward. Each open house will include a brief presentation from our lead consultant at Ballard King, who conducted the feasibility study. We'll also be sharing the results of a property condition assessment and environmental study, as well as the information on a potential operations plan, a projected budget, and visual materials, including floor plans and images of the facility. Residents are encouraged to stop in at their convenience during these time windows. You'll be able to view information boards at your own pace, speak directly with township representatives, and share your thoughts, questions, or concerns. We are creating a public repository of this feedback on our Parks and Recreation webpage so that we can keep this process as transparent and collaborative as possible. If you're unable to attend, don't worry. The following open houses, all the materials and the reports will be posted online for public access, and we'll continue accepting feedback online as well. A community center is more than just a building. It's an investment in the growth, development, and health of our community. Nationwide, facilities like these have a proven track record of improving quality of life, strengthening neighborhoods, and providing a central space where residents of all ages can connect, stay active, and engage in meaningful programs. Currently, our Parks and Rec Department is working out of just a 4,000 square foot building, indoor space at the Asbury Barn. For a township of more than 54,000 residents, that just simply is not enough. The Shrine Club property offers 40,000 square feet on 42 acres and is adjacent to an existing park space, giving us the room and flexibility to truly meet the needs, both current and future, of our community. It's important to note that no final decision has been made. As the last of our due diligence information comes in, these open houses are a chance for residents to become informed, to be heard, and to play a meaningful role in shaping what the future of recreation looks like in Mill Creek Township. And we hope that you'll join us, and we are listening and truly value your voice in this process. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to clarify, so we're talking about Tuesday, the 29th, and Wednesday, the 30th, is that?
Oh, correct, yes, sorry, I apologize for that. Yes, Tuesday, April 29th from 5 to 7 p.m., and Wednesday, April 30th from 9 to 11 a.m.
Great, okay. Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you.
Moving on to training requests, we have 3 for the police department. Chief, you want to go ahead and go through all 3?
Yes, so
Thank you.
at our last meeting on April 8th, I requested attendance at the PA Chiefs of Police Association's conference in June, and I failed to indicate the per diem costs on that request. So the per diem costs for that 3-day event are $185. And again, that was my fault on the omission there. Next, I am requesting approval to send to the Supervisor Leadership Institute of FBI LEDA, May 12th through May 16th in Ontario, Ohio, 3 new corporals, Corporal Juka, Corporal Buckner, and Corporal Steiner. Course registration for each is $795. The total tuition is $2,385. Lodging is at $260.48 per night, 2 rooms for 5 nights, totaling $2,604.76. The per diem is $374 each, totaling $1,122. Fuel costs are estimated at $75. Travel will be by department vehicle. Total travel costs for this training are $3,801.76. And again, it's a goal of mine to provide all of our officers with rank at a minimum the Supervisor Leadership Institute training, which is meant to advance the art and science of first-line leadership in policing. Next, Dr. McAleer of North Shore Practices in Erie is providing a peer support officer training May 19th through the 21st at his office. In conjunction with this training, McAleer is providing the 8 hours of required annual peer support refresher training to our current peer support officers. That will be on May 21st. Peer support continues to be a critical component of officer wellness, and we recognize the prevalence of suicide in the law enforcement and other first responding persons' profession. I'm recommending 3 officers attend the 3-day training: Patrolman Miller, Patrolman Meisnick, and Patrolman Lepkowski. Also, I recommend that the 2 current peer support officers attend the required 1-day refresher, being Corporal Buckner and Patrolman Brocklehurst. Total cost for the training is $7,500, and approximately $6,000 remains under our current COAST grant to fund this training, and the remainder would be taken from the police training budget.
Thank you, Chief. Any comments or questions for Chief Mook?
No, I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next training request will be from the Fire Department. Chief Cliff?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Butler County Community College is hosting an EdMeth and Instructor 1 class. It's split between Cranberry and Butler. The dates are October 13th through the 16th and also October 24th. This is a prerequisite class for fire instructor training. I'm requesting Jeff Payton to attend this class. He's a current full-time firefighter with Mill Creek Township. The cost of the course is $200, and the fuel costs are estimated at $50.
Next is a training request for emergency boat operations course. It's one of the 3 classes needed to complete the WRER Water Rescue Technician Certification Series. This class will enable attendees to be able to operate watercrafts needed for water rescue emergencies. It's my recommendation to send Jacob Wolf, Jeff Payton to these classes. They're located at the City of Warren, PA's Fire Department. Dates of the class are August 9th and 10th. The class is free, and the estimated fuel cost is around $70. Next one is a request for firefighter 2 certification examination. This is a certification level, is Pro Board IFSAC certified, that shows the advanced competency of preparedness for structural fire control and rescue operations. This certification level is required by our full-time firefighters within 3 years of hire. It's my recommendation to send Jacob Wolf to take this certification exam. It is being hosted at Butler County Community College Public Safety Training Facility in Butler. The cost of the exam is $185. The estimated fuel costs are around $45. Next is for Jacob Wolf to attend the online EMS instructor course that's going through the National Association of EMS Educators. This class is running May 2nd through the 4th, and the tuition is $425.
Okay, thanks, Chief. Any comments or questions for Chief Cliff? Is there a motion to approve the training?
So moved.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. It appears that firefighter Wolf is going to be pretty busy.
He's gunning for one of those promotional positions.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is a fire police request. Chief Cliff?
Thank you. McDowell Track is requesting the utilization of Mill Creek Township Fire Police for traffic control for their meet at Brown's Farm, which is being held Saturday, August 30th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fire police personnel will assist with traffic management along Sterretania Road to ensure the safety of participants and spectators. And I recommend the approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the fire police request?
I'll make that motion.
And I will second.
It's moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Executive session was held on April 16th. Litigation matters related to zoning hearing board appeals, state court litigation, easement disputes, and a permitting dispute. Personnel matters related to the police department and the fire department. Public safety matters and real estate matters related to the lease of township property and parks and rec facilities. Moving on to solicitor communications, Attorney Shaw.
I don't have anything further, thank you.
Thank you. Student ambassador report.
Hello and good afternoon. Here are a few updates from McDowell that we would like to share. McDowell's Exposure Club, which raises awareness about community issues, recently partnered with the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI, to host a penny war. All grades are invited to donate their spare change to improve the lives of Americans living with mental illness, and the Penny Wars is a great way to encourage each grade to collaborate to raise the most donations. The McDowell esports team recently traveled to Robert Morris University to compete in the conference championship match. After 3 challenging games, the team walked away with the title of Allegheny Conference champions. Congratulations to the team members, and we wish them good luck as they continue on to states.
The track and field team participated in the Harbor Creek Invitational on April 12th. They came away with 3 top awards. Charlotte Bolheimer took home the girls' triple jump. Isabella Hebner took the girls' 1,600 meter, and the boys' team were the champions of the 4x800 meter relay. So great job to these student athletes. Thank you for your attention, and look forward to sharing more updates in the future.
Thank you, and congratulations to all those students. Okay, moving on to citizens to be heard. Are there any citizens to be heard? Oh, come on up. If you can just state your name for the record and put your address on the ledger there when you're done.
Hello, my name is Dr. Gay Anderson Miller. I own 2 properties on Tulane Avenue, and I'd like to propose an idea for the upcoming open house. It may assist with the issue of accountability and transparency in the proposed plans to create a new Mill Creek Community Center. Are we okay now? Okay. I've been a part of Mill Creek since 1973. I taught in Mill Creek schools for 15 years. That's 52 years, quite a bit of time. The teachers at Asbury Barn were excited because we could go to disco dancing, you know, back in the day. And Mill Creek is in my heart. It is in my heart, it always has been. But I've never experienced the disharmony that is happening between the Mill Creek supervisors and some of their constituents. I would like to address 2 documents published by the township and perhaps make some recommendations. The first one is the document that appears on the website that's Q&A. And in the Q&A, the last answer to the last question, is this a done deal? The answer was no. But at the end of that paragraph, it says we will be engaging the public. Which is great, which is absolutely great. For the second document, I wanted to share with you so this is a copy of the press release that everybody got to see. It went out to the whole area besides just. I have some extras if you guys would like to pass them out for me. Okay, so I'm just quickly going to go through this. These are the things on the press release. Number 1, it says they're going to be invited to explore study results, ask questions, and help shape what comes next. So my question is, how are you going to assimilate the information acquired at the open house so that the proposal on a community center will be data-driven? How will you document resident feedback? In what way will you document recommendations that will help shape what comes next? The press release also says that, in reference to the due diligence and the timeline, my question is, does the due diligence period, which includes public comment, does that end on May 17th as well? So I just wondered, would that be like the deadline for anybody to give input?
Not to give input, just for us to, we would be completed in what we could explore due diligence-wise, I guess, in terms of the property.
I wasn't clear on that. And will there be available findings included in the written results study by Ballard King? I see what you said, but this guy, you know, probably has some really good things. Is his study written available for us at the open house?
It should be following the open house, yes. He is planning on giving a presentation, and we hope that his report is finalized, that we can post online following those open houses.
Thank you. The quote is, "This is more than an informational session, and we want to hear from everyone." Okay, how will the residents help to shape the future of the center? How do you document what that you have heard from everyone? If you do a video representation, it doesn't really clearly depict taxpayer feedback. Additionally, it talks about what's going to be available and what we can see at the open house. My question is, will each supervisor, not just staff, because that's what I read, it was staff, attend throughout each open house to answer questions? They are the ultimate responsible authority on this whole endeavor. People have asked me that. I have no clue. Because they want it from the horse. They have a question. Either it's an answer or, well, let's find out. And lastly, this initiative is part of Mill Creek Township's broader commitment to transparency, community-driven planning, and feedback. To maintain transparency, documented responses from Mill Creek residents is imperative. If the plan is to be community-driven, what documentation will you collect to prove that? Now, so I made up this little thing. It's poorly done, but I put your logo on top, and it's a questionnaire that perhaps this or something like it could be given to participants at the open house so that, people don't go online and say, oh, what did they say? But you have actual information, actual comments. I think there's some back there too. I'm just trying to, alleviate the elephant in the room. I'm trying to offer a way in which the next endeavor can occur with the community involved and the community helping. So hey, if somebody's asked me, how about, why don't we have a daycare center? People are hurting. There's nowhere for their children. The Mill Creek employees have a tough time. What if we had a child care center? What if we partnered with Penn West Early Childhood Education Department and actually put a child's, there's just so many things. There's people are worried about money, but believe me, money can be made. The Shriners make money. I've been to so many events there. And the imagination of everybody can make it what we need, whether it's now or in the future. All I want to say is please, please involve the taxpayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Miller.
And I could respond to some of what you mentioned. Yes, yeah, so we are,
Didn't know I was allowed.
yeah, we are definitely going to be having comment cards as well as QR codes for people, everyone who attends, to leave comments, feedback, questions, all of that. We are building a repository on our website so that all of those comments, questions, feedbacks, as well as we can answer them and share them, will all be posted online so everyone can read what the comments and the feedback have been from all of that. So we're gonna have two different ways to go about that. There'll be a board with some of the very same questions that you're posting on your
I saw that
suggestion.
it was the
Yeah.
feedback board. I'm picturing sticky notes, but okay, data-driven. In what way, and I'm sorry, in what way are you going to publish something that says this is what you need? I mean, there is no question,
Yes, so through the feasibility study was pretty robust in terms of our market research and in terms of demographics and all of that. So a large component of that is included in that, as well as previous studies with our strategic plan that we did that is already posted online.
And is there input from taxpayers in what you currently have?
Yes.
Okay.
We did do a community survey. We did get statistically relevant responses to that.
No, but if I'm showing up, you want me, you want to hear what I have to say.
Sure. I want to hear what everyone has to
Yeah.
say, so I'm
Now-
very pleased to have you
Good.
come and to share
Well,
the feedback
what I
and post it
created is
all.
pretty bad. I mean, it's just a thought. It's just a thought, but, just to be able to touch base and let them feel heard.
That is 100% the goal and has always been the intention and part of this process. It was in the letter of intent as part of the process is public comment and public review. So it's always been the intention to involve the community as much as possible in all of this and to get the feedback of them. And we hope the support. We would like to have a successful center. We would love to see opportunities like the ones you mentioned come to fruition here for our community. I would love to. It's a great community development opportunity, and so I feel strongly about the investment, but we're happy to hear from all sides.
My Tai Chi class could have some air conditioning.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Would anyone else like to address the board?
Good evening. I'm back like a boomerang. My name's Candy. I had talked to you in the March meeting. So you've had like 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. I wondered if you got the answers to the questions that I asked you. I had asked you, let me see. How did you pick the engineering service to do the environmental study? Anybody? For the remediation for the Shrine Club.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know what you specifically were referring to. Maybe, I don't know, can Ashley address that, or?
The Environmental Remediation and Recovery, Inc., I believe, is the company that we hired for that. They've been used in the past multiple times on multiple properties and provided very robust, nice reports for us. So it was a professional service that we have utilized in the past and is the one that was chosen for this project.
Is that a local company?
They are local, yes. I believe so.
Okay. Let me see. I wanted to know why the general authority bought those West 8th Street properties over the appraised price. That's just not common sense. Can everybody hear me? Okay. I mean, if you're a business person and you are put in this position, you are elected and placed here to be a watchdog for us. But it's not common sense, you know, to do something without researching it through. So I just want to know about that. You know, and we are talking about, you know, the due diligence, you know, have you done your research? Especially with the Shrine Club, because I don't think you did your research on 8th Street. It seemed like it was your idea, not our idea. You know, I didn't get asked, I didn't really see any survey or anything for the residents, okay? But I'm not on mainstream media either, so that could be one reason. What I get is from the newspaper or occasionally the local news. And so in speaking about the due diligence, have you gone into, have we got a report on the Shrine Club? Have you got a report from an engineer or from whoever it is that is researching the building? Do you know what the cost is to do a pool? You're talking about you want a pool. And like I said in March, we had all this stuff at the Bel Air. They had a pool that they just redid. They had banquet rooms, you know, and I'm reading this article that was in the paper. The township's vision for a gateway includes mixed-use space with potential for dining, housing, retail, and public gathering areas. What did we have there? That's what you tore down, you know, and I think you were a bit hasty in that. Like I said, you should do your research. I don't know of anybody that tears a building down and then says, oh, now we're going to try and find investors to do something with it. You usually have an idea before you tear it down. You know which way you're going. But this seems like it's almost like you have a shotgun with a bunch of buckshot and you're waiting for something to hit. That's just how I'm seeing it. I'm trying not to be critical. I'm trying to be diplomatic. I know you have a very difficult job, okay? And then I just wondered if you did research on tearing down that barn by the Shrine Club that's half blown over. How much is that going to cost? Because that's going to be probably in addition to the cost of the building. Are you looking at total costs of stuff?
Candy, I can speak on that if
Okay.
you'd like. So that is going to be taken care of in the responsibility of the current property owner of the Shrine Club. So they will be clearing and demolishing that pole barn.
Okay. Because I didn't know if that was going to go through the Erie Land Bank, who has said they would pay up to $1 million to tear down the 8th Street properties. And
I can only speak to the pole barn on the Shrine Club property, and that is being handled by the current property owners.
okay. And then, let's see. Sorry, Carter. When I listened to the officer being sworn in, he mentioned race, color, sex, religious creed, sexual orientation, age, national origin, ancestry, handicap, or disability. That sounds like DEI to me. And DEI, according to President Trump, Executive Order 14151, is now illegal. And you may think that doesn't affect you, but if you get any federal funds, it's going to affect you because you won't be getting those funds. I think that's something you need to look at. I don't know if it's because you're at the Northwest Police Chiefs Association and that's something that you have to have for accreditation.
Sure. So we're in the process of being accredited, yes, under the PA Police Chiefs Association. And that particular oath of office is required under accreditation. And it's also required under CALEA, a different sort of accreditation organization. We didn't partner with them. But other police agencies, such as the PA State Police, are CALEA accredited. And it's best practices in policing is what drives accreditation. We're following best practices in policing with our new oath of office.
So what is it costing the township to belong to that association? What is the advantage of being in that association?
When you get sued, like we are currently, and our practices are being challenged, we can say to a court, we're following the best practices in policing.
Isn't that what we have a solicitor for? It sounds redundant to me.
Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree, okay?
Okay.
We have faced a handful of lawsuits in the last couple of years, and it's not unusual for a lawsuit to challenge your practices and your policies. We're doing what's right for the taxpayers. We're doing what's right for the police department. We're doing what's right for all concerned in following the best practices in policing.
So are they providing attorneys to the officers that are being sued?
That is separate from accreditation.
Okay.
I don't understand your line of thinking. When we're sued, our insurance carrier assigns an attorney to defend us.
Okay, so you don't use a solicitor?
We have, but in most cases, the insurance company covers us and they assign their own attorney.
Okay. All right, that was one thing. And then in the last meeting, which I wasn't here, you were talking about LED streetlights. Have you done your research on the harmful effects of LED lights? Anybody?
I haven't.
Puts out a blue light which prevents your retina from taking any UV light. It screws with your brain. You know, if you watch your computer screen, your TV, your phone, the blue light does affect your health. It affects your circadian rhythm. It affects the melatonin in your body. A lot of people can't sleep because of the street lights. So I would suggest maybe you do a little research on that before you want to harm the citizens. I mean, I brought up several years ago, this was about the cell tower they wanted to put in front of Tracy School. And of course, they didn't listen. But cell towers put out a lot of electromagnetic frequencies. You have children there from 7 to 12 years old that are being bathed in that, as well as the teachers and employees. So I know you have enough on your plate that you may think that's not a big deal, but for somebody who's living in that area, those street lights may affect their quality of life. And let me see, what else? Oh. In March, I had brought up that Mr. Shaw was paid close to 1.5 million in solicitor fees. And then that got changed, but I did have my facts correct. That was what was on the website and the Freedom of Information. But, and so what I want to know, I went back and I listened to April 8th's video. I went back like 3 times, okay? At minute 24 and 25, it sounds like, Mr. Shaw, that your firm fronted the money for the deposits of buying those buildings on 8th Street. Let me read it.
No, sorry, can I answer?
Yeah.
No, they did not front the money. We had issued checks. The general authority wrote checks to McDonald Illig as part of the sale for the deposits on the purchases of 8th Street, just like as if you were purchasing a property and you paid your security deposit and you wrote it out to the attorney handling, handling that sale. So no, they did not front the money for that.
Well, let me, hang on a second. Can I read this, and you can tell me if you disagree? Per right-to-know request information, expenses were in excess of 1.5 million. On April 8th, at your supervisors meeting, Treasurer Page, in response to a citizen's complaint, which was me, about legal bills made at the previous meeting, said she had discovered the township had issued a 1099 to Mark Shaw's firm that erroneously included $645,000 that the firm fronted as deposit money for the 8th Street property. That sounds to me like your attorney gave money to Mill Creek for the this is just what I'm reading, okay?
Where are you reading that from?
This is from
That was not part of my statement.
Freedom of Information thing. And then it says that you said that there was a software glitch and it recognized it as a bill for legal services, and it got included in the amount for the solicitors for the year. But that was in 2023. Somebody should have caught that before. Either a treasurer or a bookkeeper, or even you, Mr. Shaw, or your firm's bookkeeper.
I don't issue the 1099s, the township does, so I don't see.
You don't see
That
when you do your taxes?
I don't do the taxes, the firm does them, I don't see any of that stuff. But I will tell you that this was done under the former treasurer who had included that amount, so I don't know what to tell you. We didn't front the money was provided to the township, to the firm. The firm then used it for the deposits for the agreements. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, if I'm wrong, I stand corrected and I apologize. Like I said, I appreciate the work that you do, and I don't want to come here and be critical all the time, but sometimes you have to be held to a higher standard because sometimes you don't hear us. It's we speak up, but nobody hears us, and that's why I'm here. Not that I have any axe to grind against anybody, but like I have a lot of questions even about where did the money from the sale of the golf club go, the golf course?
It is currently sitting in a savings account.
Okay, so who managed the golf course? Were those employees? Was it a business?
We contracted a third-party operator who managed the golf course.
And they obviously couldn't do it?
I think that over multiple decades, actually, the golf course wasn't a thriving enterprise, and our last from the involvement that I can speak of over the last 10 years, it wasn't a thriving enterprise. So we decided to make a change.
So what makes you think that this isn't going to happen with the Shrine Club? You know, the Shrine Club is a big building. You're going to be getting into leases, and you're going to getting into businesses. And if the golf club was not successful, what makes you think the Shrine Club is going to be?
Well, Candy, I can speak to that. I would say that it's two totally different enterprises. The golf industry is a very separate field than from a community center. We're not looking for, at least from township-wide operations, to lease out to a third-party operator to handle our programming or things like that. It's going to be much of what we already do and we do successfully. So we're going to continue those practices in a larger facility with more indoor space for our residents, with modern amenities and more accessibility is what we're looking for to run it by the township through our township Parks and Rec program and continue on with the services that we are currently providing. So it is quite different than operating a golf course in a variety of ways. It's two totally different business models, I would say.
Well, I'm just looking at it from the point of view as a taxpayer. It's going to be a burden. And the decisions you're making now, they're affecting our children and our grandchildren. These decisions are going to make massive increase. You know, there are people that can't afford their rent. They have to choose between buying medication or buying food, you know, and there are a lot of people in this township like that. So to saddle them with more is almost unreasonable. That's why I just ask that you please listen.
Candy, I'm going to have to stop you there. I should have announced for public comment that you have 5 minutes. You're well over that now. So I'm going to have to ask you to hold off until next meeting, please.
Okay.
So we can allow others to speak. Thank you.
All right.
Anyone else wishing to come up for citizens to be heard?
Hi, my name is Jennifer Skolnick, and I would just like to take a few minutes to provide some positive comments coming from a Mill Creek resident and a taxpayer on the actions of the supervisors in Mill Creek Township. While some people might be critical of recent expenditures made by the township for the Presque Isle Gateway area, I would like to speak to the positives of this project. Through the foresight of the Board of Supervisors, a project has been set in motion that will benefit Mill Creek Township and its residents for years, if not decades to come. Work done in this zone will allow for the attraction of new business endeavors that have yet to be seen in this area. Why would we not want to entice development in an area that is the gateway of one of the greatest natural treasures in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania? With over 4 million visitors annually, Presque Isle is a huge draw for tourism in our township, as well as a large revenue generator. Any efforts made to increase visitation or commerce in Mill Creek Township can only help our community to grow and prosper for generations to come. The supervisors continue to show their commitment to the Mill Creek community in other ways as well. A new community center is in the works, and I, for one, am excited about this possibility. This will enable Mill Creek residents to have a new space to be able to come together and to expand their horizons, as well as to share ideals that bond all of us in the community together. A look through the Mill Creek magazine already shines light on all the activities the township sponsors to get residents involved, and the ways that the township keeps us informed of different opportunities, as well as programs that benefit the residents. A community center will be a great way to enhance these opportunities, as well as to expand to ensure that every resident of the township has the ability to access them. I would also like to thank the supervisors for their continued commitment and support to public safety in Mill Creek Township. Due to their guidance, our police department continues to grow and be a model agency in our community. The township has also recently created a career fire department to help keep us all safe, and this is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. My fiance is both a 10-year member of the City of Erie Fire Department, as well as a 14-year member of and current Assistant Chief of the West Ridge Fire Department in Mill Creek Township. As both a fiance and of a firefighter and the mother of a 13-year-old daughter, the recent enhancements to both fire protection and emergency medical response in our township makes me feel more safe and secure in our community. This, in my opinion, is the #1 job of our supervisors. And for me, they get an A+ rating. I feel safer in my daily life due to all these enhancements, knowing that my family and I are more protected now than we ever were in the past. Mill Creek is an amazing community, and I can't imagine a better place to live or to raise a family. It is my hope that all of these exciting endeavors that are currently being led by our supervisors continue to grow and to come to fruition. I want our township to continue to excel and become a better place for my family and I to live, as well as become an even better community someday for my daughter, as well as our future generations to continue to thrive. Thank you for listening, and thank you to the supervisors for the amazing job that you do.
Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to address the board?
Hi, Mary Ellen Majock, and I'd like to say Happy Earth Day, Mill Creek and supervisors. And I'd especially like to thank Mac Waldinger and Jim Bach for helping us to reduce, reuse, and recycle the bricks from the schoolhouse. I know I'm proud to own some. My dad had some from Erie Central High School from the 60s, and I saw some other people went and got some in their trucks. And Siegel Excavating couldn't have been more accommodating, so they were a nice positive change to the many dump trucks I see in my neighborhood. I am looking forward to the open houses next week. I have a lot of questions, but I'll wait and ask them then. One thing that really concerns me are the times. 5 to 7, it's great for people after work and everything, but it's dinner time, and I know that's not always your setting, but daytime isn't good for people who work. Retirees can come during the daytime, but the 5 to 7 time slot isn't so great. So hopefully, whatever is gleaned by Parks and Rec will be shared widely, and lots of questions will be answered, because I know there are a lot, and Gabe mentioned some really good ideas. And that leads me to the supervisors' meeting times. I don't remember exactly why you changed the evening meeting to a 4:30 meeting, or why you did it. But I know I've seen and heard a lot of people who say, well, we can't go to these meetings. We're at work, or we're driving home from work. And I know for me, I'm retired. I can come in the morning or come in the afternoon, but I live practically in Harbor Creek. And I know it's Erie far, but driving across town and everything, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be late for the Pledge of Allegiance. That's me. But for everybody else that can't come, that says they want to come, please think about having a better time in the evening, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, so that citizens have an opportunity to come to these meetings. One other suggestion I had to tag on to what Gay was saying, with the open house at here next week, if there are a lot of questions unanswered, is there any consideration to having an open house at the Shrine Club, so citizens can see what we're looking at, our tax dollars buying? Because that would help a lot too. I think that would help with.
I suppose nothing's on or off the table at this moment in time. Yeah, I think
Just
that
an
we're
idea.
going to disseminate what is shared and collected at these public open houses, and
Right.
we're again, going to have means to write, to digitally send us, to continue to send us after the fact any questions and comments and feedback, so that we can build a repository and share all those questions and comments with everybody through our website. So we're looking to collect all of that. I will try to, again, we want to collect it, so we are going to encourage everyone to write down their statements so that we can accurately relay those to everybody and not just have face-to-face conversations, so that we can, take the notes and share that information as publicly as possible.
It sounds like you have improved on the open house that was held about the gateway purchases.
I wasn't part of that
I
process.
know, I'm saying, my statement is, it sounds like you're improving on that, because it was recorded, it was videotaped, but you couldn't hear what our co-citizens were asking. You could only hear some of the answers, and so it was a great disappointment, and I think it caused a lot of the angst that we have ongoing.
Sure. So, we are looking to build up our website as much as possible with all the information so that you can read it rather than try to listen to it.
Good. My last question, and again, I haven't been keeping track of it, is when the decision comes, the motion comes to purchase the Shrine Club property and so forth, who is making that vote? Will it be the authority, or will it be the three of you?
It would be the board,
The authority?
this board.
The three of you will be making the decision to make the $3+ million purchase of this property. Okay,
Correct.
just wanted to get that clear. Another idea I had too, because I'm involved with the Keep Our Library Public, is the Mill Creek lease on the Mill Creek branch of the library, and is that something that could possibly be included?
We are actively exploring partnerships, and again,
The county.
any option is on the table currently, I would say. And so, yes, we are exploring, and which I think will be shared through the studies of space options and different things. And certainly, if that could attract a partner like the county public library, that would be something we'd be very open to.
And the township, it's the county that pays the lease at the mall,
That's correct, yeah,
right?
that's it.
But it could be paying a lease to the township.
That is correct.
And the township could be gaining
Yes,
income, additional
correct.
income to help pay for it. Great. Okay, that's it. And again, happy Earth Day. Go save a brick and recycle it.
Anyone else wishing to address the board? Okay, hearing none, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Sure, I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, this meeting's adjourned at 5:49.